Hello and welcome back to Geek, Feng Shui. I'm your host and game master, Bob Sellers Jr. And I blame it on Law Talk with Mike. I was watching a video, went to start doing mine, and forgot to hit record for the dailies yet again. So you think I'd get a checklist, but nah, we fly by our seat of the pants here at Geek Feng Shui. So we're going to go do a little bit of raiding with our new character instead. And we'll do the dailies again some other time. So on with the shoe, as they would say. Shout out to Connecticut Brewing here in Casson. Great place. I enjoyed being a customer of. They're not reimbursing me in any way, shape, or form. I'm glad they're in our community, and you should visit if you're nearby or check out similar breweries in your area. I know how well they'd match up to chaotic good is a big question because chaotic good is kind of the gold standard of breweries for family fun, food trucks, events, Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering, trivia, Bink, slash through the O, so you don't have to have a gambling license since no money is involved. And pizza, they have pretzels, milk, juice, and other options for the younger crowd or the crowd that don't want to partake of the alcohol. Check out their website down below. And if you're, at least in the state of Minnesota, you can get a passport. I forget, that might be the wrong term, which you go through and every time you go in, you get a buy one, get one pint or something like that. And you get a stamp so you can show all the breweries you visit. Assassin's Creed, as you've seen from my videos of my characters, at least the two of them, has a multitude of avenues of how to play it. It's by far one of my favorite games, along with Odyssey, next to Shadow of Tomb Raider, Rise of Tomb Raider, simply because of their design of the game. So it's a free fall, if you want to call it, where you can go and follow the storyline. For example, in Valhalla, and I preset it as part of my non-existent video, so it's on the new character. But you can go through and follow the storyline from get-go, or you can go raiding and get your camp built up first and get flight points, or any number of ways. There's no wrong way or absolute right way to approach things. This character in my books is Sushi del Toro Mata. She's a Shadow Lord, or some might call her Smoking Death. She is more of what I would call the standard assassin of Assassin's Creed. Pia, my other Fire Lord, is a bit more intolerant and in the face of others. She's very good with the bow. She's a bow assassin, but you come up to go toe to toe and she'll take on your whole camp. As you play these games, you can raise the level of difficulty and play it. I think, I don't know if it's in Valhalla, but Odyssey has it where you can actually start a whole new level, leaving off with your current character and start the storyline over. To be honest, I don't remember if this one does. So in our camp here, we don't have a lot of. So what we want to do is go raiding. So in this particular case, we have a couple options. Now you notice the power rating with these raids. 160 means with a red skull that they are significantly higher than you. So these two raids are within our quote-unquote range, as it were. So we are gonna probably start there and work our way around. We can try the raid in the 160, but easy mode you might be able to do it, but the higher levels, no, I've tried that. It doesn't go well. But so what we can do is we can loop around, maybe do this raid, then go find the family. We'll see. Maybe we'll go flight point hopping. You can swim across the water, or you can take these boats. You don't have to use your boat, so you can do things on your own if you choose to. There isn't a distinct advantage. And you're going to go along the river, you might as well use your Viking boat because it is faster. And when you're on the boat, your cloak is off. Now, yesterday we got Leap of Faith, and you might ask, well, I jumped off fine before. That's true until you get to a certain height. Unless you have Leap of Faith, even falling into something will get you damage. At least with Leap of Faith, I don't believe you take damage. Check out my books at sellersjr.com. When I talk about my characters for these, they are in work in progress and not published yet. So, but you'll see the early layout of the stories I've done. We're set in the late 1800s or Weird Wild Westerns. And a funny story of sorts, I worked with a individual who was a part-time Baptist minister, and I have the utmost respect for people's religious views. And I mentioned to him that I was publishing my first book, and what it was, turns out he's a big Western fan, and I told him, I said, nah, you don't want to read my stuff because it's got vampires and werewolves and demons, and just not a good thing in my opinion that people might like to read. Who knows? Well, he didn't listen, but he went shopping with his wife, and he hated shopping, so he bought it as an ebook and left the best review I've ever had on Amazon. So my wife said I got to tell more people not to buy my books. So here we are, something that is a little lower than we are, which means we got to go find a way down. And sometimes they make it easy, sometimes they don't.
I need your eyes, my
Yep,
friend.
there's stairs down below, so they'll show you where the stairs are. And sometimes those stairs are underwater and underwater falls. So now the trick is to find gaps because they're very good at making it difficult to work your way around. So now we gotta get back there. The trick is finding your way through. Sometimes you gotta go underwater. I hope you don't run out of air. I don't think that's the case here. Doesn't hurt to check. You know how many times I've done that where I've spent hours searching a cable and I find I just had to do is just find what they may have. Obviously not through there. I'm not convinced that there isn't something underground or above ground. And it doesn't hurt to try hacking your way through. No. That could be a hint, though. Well, there's a second set of stairs. So these might be out here. They go underground. Or even up higher. Well, the stairs there, 39 meters. Stairs are 20. We're down below. Sometimes they'll put hints with the barrels. There's a chest. Let's see if we can find these second set of stairs. You gotta watch your air. 11 meters, 46 meters. So maybe it's up and over. I can attest to the creativity of the designers of this game. So it's a little more tricky. One of the reasons that a lot of people play, well, I just want an easy mode where I can go through and do the game in 10 hours. Well, guess what? Good luck with that. Maybe it's over there. And maybe, maybe not.
show me.
So one thing you can do is you can highlight the stairs. What that does, so that's over there. Let's go take a look at this. We've already been to this stair. We can fall down here. Now we're going to go. Let's go down here. And of course, whatever treasure you're finding, there is a YouTube out there. I'll show you how to get to it step by step. All right, something to consider is when you get into these round buildings, invariably they are used as one heck of a way, and there it is, of hiding walkways. Trick is to get in and out without getting distracted by loot. So now you have to decide, do I keep going and hope that I don't drown, so there was a hole out here. Of course, I forgot what my hole was. Something tells me these barrels mark it. So get a full. And you can see how easy it is to lose your way when you're trying to find a way out of things again. Because these holes are very well hidden. Obviously, you don't want to go down, find it full. I'll try this route one more time, simply because now I'm annoyed. You can ask the fisherman, what the hell is the... And it could be that those statues are a hint to point you in the right direction, subtle as they may or may not be. See how their arms are pointing like, you need to go this way. So I still got oxygen. If you may have seen in Odyssey, if you're underwater and you're going to die, you can always take a we're going to pinpoint where we're at. Okay, we're way over here. So I think if there was a hole down there, we would have found it. So I'm going to go back and look one more time in this waterfall. So we know where we gotta go, but we know we can't go. Sometimes, I don't know why. That must just be a fake. Oh, let's go take one more look around down here before we give up. Oh, wait a minute. I did miss a little bit of a eureka. So yeah, each one's a little different. You can spend a whole day. And now we're in like the proverbial Flynn. You learn to hop. In some instances, it helps later on to master that skill. Huntsman Vein Breezes. I think that's it for down here.
Interesting.
You have to go out the same way, or we can take a flight point. We're so inclined. Once you find your cave to go back. Not a lot of light down here, so you want to use your so we got that. So what you do if you need ever get stuck is you write down or you take down the name of where you're stuck at and look up Assassin's Creed Valhalla and the name of the place and you'll find a video. There were some I spent days trying to figure out. Only to find out I was completely approaching it the wrong way. So then we have the, we will find one of these to show you. These are collector's things too. These round buildings will become a staple of your adventures because they invariably will have things in them that you either have to, like you saw me, swim under or go to the top of. So you do a lot of climbing. There's flight points, quests, and underneath, of course, like you saw the chambers. And I'm not the most skilled adventurer at this game, but Oh, I went too high. This is where you have to go up to the top of the statue. And those are treasure hoard maps, is what those are. So the question is, do you jump there? Maybe not, because you see that little outcropping up there? That's a hint by the developer saying, yeah, I think you should come up a little higher. Make it more thrilling. Because if you don't, you might not clear the bricks. Nothing more embarrassing than killing yourself. So now, you don't necessarily see the raid. So what we're going to do is go for this flight point over here. Not the closest one. That would make too much sense. So we're faced the right way, and we're not. So there it is. Even though I may have made you fast forward, please consider subscribing. Helps the channel, and there is no charge for it. Looking forward to Diablo 4 coming out and doing some videos about that. So sometimes the flight points will be in hostile territory, so you have to be creative to get to them. I'm not sure if that's the case with this one or not. And it's good to pay attention as to what's around you as you're riding, because you get those stupid cats. That's my affectionate term for them. So there's a barred door. Check to see if there's anybody down there. There is a wolf. Get the flight point first. Sometimes it's not as easy as it looks. Because you have to just not jump into the you have to keep going up. You don't want to climb into the place. And you see that little well down there? That's an example of how I probably have to get to the treasure. You can tell because he has wood over it. So you see wood like that, you can shoot it down. Get the treasure. Shoot the bolt. Voila. Now to give you an example, what happens, you see that little gold thing. You gotta trust yourself. And ba-boom. You gotta climb up again. Granted, I'm not the best exemplar of doing this, but so let's go look at our weapons here to see what we can add. If they're already socketed, they're in there, so we'll. No, we don't have any of those rooms. So we have for. Some of them will be armor runes, some will be only runes that you can use. Oops. And you can put them in your bow, for example. So let's say we want to come down and put +1 weight. That may or may not play into a attack scenario. Oops. Do that. And there's no extra runes for the armor. So we are set there. We need to check around here. The next adventure will be down here. You can see gold. Now you might attempt to come over here, but it's actually that is really tempting because that is a place where you can sell stuff and maybe change your mount. We'll go over there. Just to kind of give a little different sometimes your horses follow you, sometimes they don't. You see the red people in red over there, those are the bad guys. And you can shift the difficulty as you go if you wish. For the sake of my videos, I'm going to leave it on easy mode. I may raise it up. Story mode, I think, is a great way to learn the game. That's why I think I'm going to keep shooting it this way so you can see how you learn the game. If you want to play it, you can play it the way you play it. And there's animals you can kill and get leather if you choose to. It'll warn you when you're coming into a place that is under guard. Now that doesn't mean that the guards are going to be hostile to you necessarily. It usually does if you get a warning. It's a distrust area. So there are bad guards. So we can go into the store. So you can still do business here. And those little circles you see, if you ever need to blend in, you can. Oh, there it is.
Welcome. I can always use more of that.
So then you come up here and you can reload on your arrows. I do a back arrow until I lights up to buy. That tells me I'm buying that back.
You are wise to stock up. Oh,
And you can
that's
see
a good
different
one.
swords and whatnot that you can get, as well as runes.
Yes, this will strike fear into the hearts of your enemies.
So light resistance plus 8.
Leaving already? Shame.
I have to go. See you soon.
So now I'm going to go in. Poison buildup is alright. But I don't like the weight one. Adding more life is not a bad thing. You just kind of pick and choose how you're going to do it. Let's go over the horses here. Make sure you don't want to piss off the guards.
What can I tempt you with?
This is where you can pick your mounts that you have. I have, as you can see with my other one, I have quite a selection. That's for my poison guy. I have a wolf. Wolf is kind of cool.
Until next we meet.
So then you get riding training. So this will teach your mount to swimming lessons, to swim better.
Born to ride.
Efficiency for stamina. Strength training. And you can really go all out, which I recommend.
I hope to see you again soon.
I'll see you later, friend.
So we have an old little adventure here.
Sunan, guide me.
So you see that little key guy. Don't want to put yourself out too much in the open here. And you can break those windows. The little white thing is typically a lock, and that key that we just got will get you in there. And these guys are all skulls to me, which normally wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. Easy mode, they're not probably going to be much of a bother. Just a pain. So what we're going to do here is we're going to ignore them and draw them in. We're not going to fight them. Plus, we have other places to go. So, we are going to go take you come over here and you can blend in, which annoys the guards. Well, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. So this means they're going to shoot at you, and yes, they can kill you. And they'll keep looking. Let them look. What I have to do is find this other thing that I have to shoot. So we have to get inside somehow or other. Guards know I'm here, so that's not helpful. And there is something I gotta shoot. Down there. And you gotta be careful to get the angle just right. Question is, what did I shoot? I just unlocked. You'd think somebody would spot somebody running around a church. Obviously, I can't get in there. Let's go look for other ways in. I bet this part that I ran through before is where I had to climb. Yep. I was too busy running. So you don't have to kill things. You really don't want to. You'll be smarter than the AI. So there's, you can gambling. What that is. Drinking channel, okay, we don't need that. So you can see how you can get back. So what I'm going to do, well, you can't go out until you let me see how that has a barred door, which means you have to get creative. So you can see that. Right, that's it. Sometimes you need to switch bows, and I may have the wrong bow. So right now I'm using a Shadow Strike Divine Predator. I'm going to try the light bow. So what you'll find is these bows have different targeting. And again, you can load up your bows with whatever runes and they add to your armor. Supplies. It's my wolf. And there's other things that you can probably find, the supplies. If I'm here, I might as well. I've bored you this long.
Go, Sunan.
Maybe I can ride through and not attract attention. Dark cloaked figure riding a wolf. Who's going to complain? Yeah, those guys might. Similar thing with these mills. All right, let's go all the way to the top. Climb up the wall again, apparently. So now, I want to check it. Sometimes they're up above. In this case, we might be a little challenged to get to them. As you can see, that's it. So why would they have me come in here? No, same thing up there.
Survey the area, Sunan.
You draw them away. Now we get to move. We are out of arrows. So you could turn and fight, bring it out of their eyesight, and find these blend-in spots. You see these monks going along, you can become part of their entourage. So now you're no longer suspicious. True assassin style, going around right under the noses of the soldiers.
Hello there.
So now we
Your
need...
stores must be fully stocked. Take care of yourself out there.
I used light arrows, so I think I only used one. So when I run arrows of one kind,
it could be yours.
you can now switch bows. Just make sure you're stocked up.
I must take my leave. So long.
So that leaves us where we want to be for now. Because we're not in combat and we're in a safe part of town, vis-a-vis the store, you can use the flight points out of there. So you can see how you can go and raid little places and still pick up supplies for your village. If you're still following, and please subscribe and like. So now our choices are a couple that I'm going to do. Is obviously we want to go to this flight point, this armor, maybe that armor and book. This raid is a little higher raid, so I think I'm going to call it a video at the moment. And check on things with the rest of the household and go out and get, maybe see if the weather's got any better. And we may be back yet today. We'll see. So again, check out breweries such as our superb, chaotic, good brewing, the gold standard, in my opinion. Check out breweries in your area to see how they stack up. And if you're in the area or traveling through, feel free to stop in and form your own opinion. I think you'll love it. Anyway, have a good one.